Top 11 Marvel Animated Movies. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is widely known across the globe for giving some of the highest box office grossers to ever be made, with all the heroes practically household names. However, what has been overlooked are Marvel animated movies. Some of them miss the mark, but some definitely hit the target on the head, making them animated movies that MCU fans should definitely check out.
I get that a lot.
Hey.
Spider-Man! Hey! Hands up! Okay, now we do a switchy switch.
Although the Marvel animated world is not as large as the DCAU, there are still some truly hidden gems for fans to discover. With films like The Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and various Spider-Man series, Marvel has dominated the comic book industry on the big screen since 2008. When it comes to animation, DC has dominated since the 1990s, while Marvel has primarily focused on live-action films and television series. Marvel, however, has created some animated pictures, and while many have not been as popular as DC's, Marvel has also made a number of surprising animated films that equaled their live-action counterparts. Even though Marvel releases more and more merchandise each year, we still can't get enough. Here are a few animated features to help you satisfy your hunger. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Miles?
Spider-Man?
Wow, Miles! You're doing it!
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2018. This one is probably the best known animated movie in the entire list. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a 2018 computer animated superhero film starring Miles Morales from Marvel Comics, produced by Columbia Pictures and Sony Pictures Animation in collaboration with Marvel. It is the first animated picture in the Spider-Man franchise, and it was distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing. In the film, teen Miles Morales transforms into his universe's Spider-Man and must team up with 5 other spider-powered individuals from other worlds to stop a threat to all realities.
Yeah, I'm the new Spider-Man. Check it out. Whoa! That was part of the movie.
Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, the creative brains behind the Lego Movie and 21 Jump Street, bring their distinct talents to a new vision of a reimagined Spider-Man universe, complete with a pioneering visual aesthetic that is unlike anything seen before. Into the Spider-Verse is a rowdy, intelligent, and self-referential adventure. Even as it respects the many Spider-Man films that have come before it, the comics-inspired visuals are magnificent, and the emotional coming-of-age plot is relevant and uplifting. Despite its bizarre premise, Into the Spider-Verse is very effective in establishing the many characters and the world's concerns, partly by relying on the audience's familiarity with comic book films and these characters.
We go, Peter! Any last words?
Can I get a minute to think about it? You have a pen?
This means lots of inside jokes and laughs that the audience relates to. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is also unquestionably a visual powerhouse, with a style unlike any previous comic adaptations. Traditional 3D computer animation and comic book elements are combined in a brilliant, energetic way in the film. So, if you're a Spidey fan, this should feature on your must-watch. Hulk vs. 2009. This is the movie you've been waiting for if you like the Hulk crushing things. The best part is that it's a 2-for-1 adventure, with the Hulk facing off against both Wolverine and Thor in 2 distinct adventures showcasing the Hulk doing, well, Hulk things. Both the animated movies are under 40 minutes long each, and thus are perfect for a weekend binge. While Hulk vs. Thor dives deep into the world of Asgard and the rivalry between Thor and Loki, Hulk vs. Wolverine features known characters like Omega Red and Deadpool. The Hulk's battles with these two heroes are well documented in comic history, and this animated feature gets right to the action. Fighting, fighting, and more fighting. While the plot in these animated short flicks is a little light, the action isn't lacking. The action sequences might be the highest points of these movies, but each of them is animated and scripted cleverly to keep you hooked onto it. Deadpool breaks the fourth wall here as well, and Loki tries to capture Asgard and take revenge from Thor during Odin's sleep.
Why, to kill you, of course. dear stepbrother. Loki?
If you're someone that loves the Incredible Hulk and watching the big bad green beast smash things to a pulp is your entertainment of choice, then these two films are an absolute must-watch. Simply put, things get crushed when the Hulk is angry, and the Hulk is pretty damn angry in these movies. Doctor Strange, 2007. Two Marvel animated films were released in 2007, The Invincible Iron Man and Doctor Strange the Sorcerer Supreme. The latter introduces Marvel's strongest magic user as he learned under the Ancient One. Doctor Strange has gained the mainstream exposure he's long deserved thanks to a solo feature picture starring Benedict Cumberbatch. But there's already a terrific origin narrative for the Sorcerer Supreme out there, completed with top-notch animation and superb writing.
Who are you?
I'm Doctor Strange.
Sorcerer Supreme!
In the movie, Doctor Strange is forced to put his powers to the test in battle with Dormammu's followers after earning the title of Sorcerer Supreme, while also investigating a bizarre case of children caught in a mystical coma. Fans had hoped for a connected series of films from Invincible Iron Man and Doctor Strange, but Marvel Animation opted for primarily standalone storylines.
Stephen. But if the answer's here, then...
Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme will give you a crash course in the titular character if you're unfamiliar with him, while also hitting all the right notes for fans of the magic-wielding hero. The origin story of Dr. Stephen Strange's powers, his internal problems with vanity, and his path to become the actual Sorcerer Supreme are all featured in the film. If you are a die-hard fan of this futuristic sorcerer, this one is a must-watch with your friends and family. Ultimate Avengers, the movie, 2006. Fans of the Avengers turned to the film Ultimate Avengers 6 years before the live-action MCU version of The Squad hit theaters. The overall story arc is similar to how the band came together in the MCU, with Captain America being revived in current day to lead a motley collection of heroes against a global threat. Although Ultimate Avengers sticks closer to the comics in terms of character development, Marvel Animation delivered to its viewers a film that, while having less than a 2-hour runtime, managed to expose fans to a well-performed and illustrated cast of characters, as well as some excellent action moments before Kevin Feige and Joss Whedon brought the characters to life in the main team-up feature.
This is exactly why I work alone.
You two, report back to base.
This was a new take on the Avengers that seemed like a show, drawing more inspiration from the Ultimate Comics at the time. Every frame of animation is top quality, as is the voice acting. It also includes a darker version of the Incredible Hulk as an anti-hero who battles the Avengers as a whole. The action sequences rival the live-action versions because there are so many things that can be accomplished with animation. This might not be as good as the multiple Avengers movies that we have been exposed to in the last couple of years, and even though the MCU Avengers is currently in full swing, Ultimate Avengers is well worth checking out whenever you need an Avengers fix. Ultimate Avengers 2, 2006. Ultimate Avengers 2 continues from where the first animated film in the Ultimate Avengers franchise left off. It was also released in the same year, making for a delightful movie marathon for die-hard fans of the comics. This one introduces Black Panther in his debut film appearance, with all the same actors returning from the first. For the character, that was a huge step forward because this was released long before the live-action version with Chadwick Boseman that we know and love. His story was conveyed in a dignified manner, and the Avengers were once again magnificent. The Avengers travel to Wakanda after T'Challa requests their help in coping with the Chitauri invasion of his realm. And this action introduces Black Panther to the squad.
I said stop! It is I who allowed these outsiders.
The film unfortunately suffers from trying to do too much in such a short time frame, which makes it feel cluttered and leaves certain characters with little screen time. Regardless, everything that was terrific about the previous film is present in this sequel. Ultimate Avengers 2 is actually one of Marvel's most commercially successful animated films, featuring an experienced Avengers team working together to defeat a hazardous villain, while providing adequate screen time for each hero's part to the fight. This is a film that any serious Avengers fan should watch, and if possible, own, because this was a banger in its time. Planet Hulk, 2010. This is the second Hulk title in our list, and for good reason. Who doesn't love watching the Hulk smash things? Planet Hulk, an animated picture based on one of the most popular storylines in Hulk's comic history, was released in 2010 and became one of Marvel's most popular animated films to date. The core plot is unchanged from the comics. Hulk is shipped off to live out his days on an abandoned planet after being declared too dangerous to stay on Earth. However, things go wrong, and Hulk winds up on a war-torn planet controlled by a vicious ruler. Hulk is then enslaved and forced to fight in a gladiatorial arena for the rulers and people's entertainment.
Wow.
There are a lot of action scenes with Hulk smashing aliens and, quite frankly, showcases pure carnage. In this film, the Hulk also gets a lot more screen time and a lot more of a character performance, which is refreshing, and all of the characters are well developed. The Hulk's desire for vengeance against the Earth heroes who exiled him to orbit is obviously toned down for the animated film, but the fundamental tale stays intact and is just as gripping as the comics are. Planet Hulk is a must-watch for any true Hulk fan or Marvel aficionado, and it's a great idea for the next Hulk solo movie whenever that actually occurs. Many fans also hoped for a sequel in the style of World War Hulk, but it never materialized. The Invincible Iron Man, 2007. Tony Stark's origin tale was depicted through an animated animation that featured him facing off against the Mandarin before Robert Downey Jr. donned the red futuristic suit that have captivated audiences ever since. The Genesis narrative is well told here, and like the live-action version, it takes its characters seriously and with respect while also including some of Stark's brash comedy.
Company that my innovations have built into an empire, making every person at this table indecently rich.
The Invincible Iron Man has everything an Iron Man movie should have. A self-assured tech billionaire who, in an attempt to save his own life, transforms into one of the world's most powerful superheroes. In his battle with his comic book arch-nemesis, the Mandarin. In this fascinating account of Iron Man's origins, Tony must utilize his Iron Man technology to safeguard the globe from the evil forces of the Mandarin, an ancient evil that Stark himself unleashed upon the planet.
Don't touch me!
Unless you count Ben Kingsley's character in Iron Man 3, which you shouldn't, Iron Man's arch foe has yet to appear in the MCU. Though, the Invincible Iron Man could serve as a good beginning point for the supervillain if Marvel changes their minds. It appears unlikely that the villain has any future on the big screen. The vocal cast is memorable, the animation is appealing, and there is enough of exciting action moments to keep one entertained. It's a bad thing there is never a sequel with characters like War Machine, Ultimo, or Crimson Dynamo.
Do it, Baymax! Destroy him!
Big Hero 6, 2014. Big Hero 6 is unquestionably Marvel's most mainstream and commercially successful animated feature to date. Big Hero 6 is a fictional superhero team created by Man of Action and featured in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. Big Hero 6, a computer animated film based on the characters, was released in 2014 by Walt Disney Animation Studios.
Is that all you got? Oh, you got that too?
The movie follows Hiro Hamada, 14, an adolescent through the streets of San Francisco, a beautiful mashup of America and Japan, with future retro looks that would make a Blade Runner replicant cry. Hiro finds himself retooling the huggable healthcare droid Baymax to wage battle with a kabuki masked demon, aided by a small but tight-knit nerd army, after being encouraged by older brother Tadashi to abandon small-time bot battling and enlist at a Wizzo robotics facility. This anime-inflected feast is an origins narrative filled with innocence and grief, harkening back to Disney's big-hearted past while looking forward to new worlds of invention.
Knife hands! Back kick! Gummy bears!
Big Hero 6 is an amazing film that will tug at your heartstrings one minute and have you laughing out loud the next. This movie obviously doesn't have any of the regular Marvel heroes and villains that we have come to know and love, and offers us completely new characters. However, one can't help but fall in love with Hero and Baymax as you sit through this film. This film is highly recommended for people who want to see everything Marvel has to offer, and was even considered to be a serious Oscar contender when it came out.
Here, try this. Well, it's better than nothing.
Thor: Tales of Asgard, 2011. This was the final installment in Marvel's straight-to-DVD animated film series, and it was a surprisingly good adventure film about a teenage Thor and Loki on a quest to recover a magical sword. Thor and Loki, two young brothers, travel to Jotunheim in search of the legendary sword of Surtur. The Warriors 3 assist the siblings on their mission, which is filled with both physical and mental trials. Thor: Tales of Asgard stands out from the rest of the list because it tells the narrative of a young future hero who has yet to have become worthy of wielding the Mjolnir's strength. The Lionsgate company proves once again that they can produce high-quality Marvel animation while creating a fascinating coming-of-age story. The characters are all memorable. Loki shines, as always, and the quest itself is a healthy balance of fun, drama, comedy, mystery, and character to keep one entertained. When combined with outstanding animation, it wasn't a horrible way for Marvel animation to end. Tales of Asgard components were incorporated into the first Thor film, specifically the youthful Thor's brazen inexperience, but it's still worth a watch for any serious Marvel fan. Avengers Confidential, Black Widow and Punisher, 2014. Fans of anime will enjoy Avengers Confidential, Black Widow and Punisher, which was released in 2014. The titular heroes Black Widow and Punisher link together to fight a sinister plot by the evil terrorist organization known as Leviathan in this sequel to the Marvel anime series. The two uncover Leviathan's plan to use superhero blood to build an army of indoctrinated super soldiers. The action in Avengers Confidential is its strongest suit. The first few minutes involve a scene in which Castle kills a couple dozen criminals by himself, and it's so excellent that you will be a little disappointed that the rest of the film won't be able to keep up the ante. Throughout the tale, there are numerous action moments, all of which look spectacular. Though it's a lot like watching someone play Tekken at times, since while Black Widow will get kicked severely, she'll recover with no markings, bruises, blood, or damage to her clothes.
What's wrong with that?
You're insane!
Although there is an unusual, albeit momentary, shift in the mood of the film approximately midway through, when viewers are introduced to a current Marvel Comics favorite, Amadeus Cho, the film's dark, gritty tone provides the right setting for the brutality required to make the Punisher work on screen. The Avengers team does arrive at some point, but Widow and Punisher are at the center of this thrilling adventure, which includes plenty of violent fight scenes and surprising twists in the story. The movie had a positive reception, with reviews praising the action sequences and animation.
That's it, pal. Playtime is over.
Iron Man: Rise of Technovore, 2013. Marvel released several anime-inspired series based on popular Marvel characters such as Wolverine, Iron Man, and Blade. In 2013, Iron Man: Rise of Technovore was released, which followed up on the anime series and featured other Marvel characters such as Black Widow, the Punisher, Hawkeye, and War Machine. Iron Man and his fellow superheroes teamed up to take on Advanced Idea Mechanics, or AIM, and the powerful techno-organic threat known as the Technovore, in a film that, despite its low IMDb rating, has a devoted following.
So soft now.
In this movie, S.H.I.E.L.D. believes Iron Man is to blame for War Machine's death. Tony must flee Nick Fury's custody in order to clear his reputation, and he teams up with fellow outlaw, the Punisher. Hawkeye and Black Widow begin their search as they try to track down and apprehend the fugitive genius, billionaire, playboy, and philanthropist. While on the other hand, Iron Man must fight AIM's newly developed techno-organic weaponry in order to establish his innocence.
The missiles.
Locked on target, sir.
While the Punisher's screen time is limited, the character excels in this redemption story, and S.H.I.E.L.D's search for Iron Man keeps the tension high as Tony works against the clock to show he is the hero he has always been. While it definitely isn't a Robert Downey Jr. live action, it still stands in good stead as a timeless Marvel animated movie. Are you somewhat bored and no longer want to watch all the live action movies in order during your Marvel binge weekend? Binge through this list for a completely new, yet amazing Marvel experience. Tell us what your favorite Marvel animated film is. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.
Let's go.
How many more spider people are there?
Save it for Comic-Con.
What's Comic-Con?